Hey everyone, it is Vanessa, psychotherapist, mom, grandmom, dog grandmom, GLP-1 user. I'm coming in finally. It is my 6 month update and I wanted to come in. I know it has not been a couple of weeks, it's been about 2 months, but I have been so busy. But I stopped and I said, let me come on in and I got a couple of minutes. Let me do a video because I am at the 6 month mark and I wanted to catch you all up on what has been going on with me. But I also wanted to check in with you all to see how you are doing. I hope that you are doing well on your journeys and that you are still warding off all those naysayers who are telling you that this is the easy way out and that it is cheating, but you are doing what you got to do for you. So, that being said, for those of you who have not watched my previous videos, I want to introduce myself. I am Vanessa. I entitled this page The Black Woman GLP-1 Experience because I'm a psychotherapist who works with women, particularly Black women, who use GLP-1 medications as tools to help them for various reasons. And then I myself decided that I would experiment with a GLP-1 to see if it would help me with not only weight loss, but more importantly, menopausal symptoms that I've been experiencing. Weight gain being one. So with menopause, weight loss is a lot more challenging and harder. And so those were my two reasons for starting a GLP-1, along with putting myself in a position to understand what my clients are going through, not only for themselves in using the GLP-1 and experiencing the stigma of that, but also having outside opinions influence their actions, right? If they were going to use a GLP-1 or continue to or keep it secret or whatever. So I wanted to experience that for myself and become a part of this percentage of Black women who are using GLP-1s to help them become or optimize their health, okay? So that being said, hello everyone, welcome back. I have big news. 6 months on a GLP-1. I am excited to report back to you all what my results are so that this goes out into the ether to kind of add to the stories and experiences of other individuals, women in particular, who are using GLP-1s and what that looks like. So it is my hope that someday the younger generations that are coming after us who will be using GLP-1s find this information as well as your information and be able to make an informed decision about what they will do to treat either their overweight or obesity. So that being said, I want to shift over. I have all of my stuff documented just to catch you all up. So my goal weight at the end of this 6 months was 165 pounds. When I started, I was at 215 pounds. I was 214.8 pounds. And now my current weight as of yesterday was 185 pounds, 185.3 pounds. So I did not make it to that 165, but that is okay. I'm all right with that because that was not the only reason why I started using the GLP-1. And because this was more experimental to see what it would look like for me in terms of weight loss, but mostly if it would help with my menopausal symptoms, which I am so glad to report that it absolutely does, along with my HRT. Those two are treatments that I use that are working wonderfully for me. So HRT is just hormone replacement therapy for those of you who may not be familiar. But the HRT and the GLP are definitely two things that I plan to continue to use for treatment of my menopausal symptoms. Also, for weight loss, because I am still working to get to this goal weight of 165, I want to keep using the GLP-1 to help me get there this go round. So for the next 6 months, I'm going to shift my focus from pounds to fat percentage. So right now, my total body fat loss while using a GLP-1 is 7.2. That's the percent that I lost, and I need to get to between 26 and 29% body fat. So that is my goal. The amount of fat that I lost since starting my healthy journey all over again, which just looked like me pretty much struggling to maintain any loss that I was seeing without a GLP-1. I was gaining and losing, gaining and losing. That was the pattern for me for some time. But what that looks like is a total of 8.3% body fat loss. Pound wise, I lost over the past 6 months a total of 28.3. Now we're at 29.3. I wrote this down before. So I lost a total of 29.3 pounds. And before I started the GLP-1 6 months ago in August of 2025, I had lost a couple of pounds. So now in total, I'm down 33.6 pounds. That is amazing. I can feel the difference. I've been this weight before, and it just feels really good to be here. I'm headed towards my goals again, which is health related and not so much as losing the pounds. Because if I stayed here and got my body fat down into that 26 to 29% range, I would be completely happy. But because I'm striving for health and longevity and to lower my risk of certain conditions as a woman in my 50s, that looks like I have to get to that body fat percentage, at least to take away some of that risk for myself as I'm aging. And then menopause kind of exacerbates other things, and so I just want to rein it on in. So a total of 29.3 pounds lost on the GLP-1 and 33.6 pounds lost from, let's say, June of 2025. And more importantly, my inches. Now that is where the biggest numbers come in. I lost a total of 25.4 inches overall throughout my body. And those numbers is what matters to me because my body is recompositioning itself. I have been maintaining my workout routines and my protein and my calorie intake's pretty much the same. So when I started, I was in the 1800 range. As where I am now at 185 pounds, I am at the 1600 mark. So I don't eat anything above or anything less. And if I do, let's say the day after injection day, I'm usually not that hungry. So I might slack on 200, 300 calories. But I will force myself to eat because I know what can happen if you don't. So if I am missing those 300 calories, I will just increase my calories throughout the week when my appetite starts to amp up a little bit more. I'm not going to edit this video, so I'm trying to go without making too many bloopers. So anyhow, the 25.4 inches just lets me know science-wise that what I have been doing in terms of working out 3 weight days and 3 days of aerobics is working to recomposition my body. So I went and had a second DEXA scan done, and I want to share the results with you all. I got my blood work done, and I did these at the beginning or at the start of my GLP-1 journey, and then now also at the 6-month mark. So I'm going to come in and do another video and share that information with you all so you can see that it's not just my scale that's reporting these numbers back to me and the measuring tape, but it is also being reported back to me via this body scan that is just amazing. I recommend that everyone on this journey or on a health journey gets one so that you can see the changes in your body, because that's the biggest motivation piece for me. So I am pretty much consistent and committed to my health goals and journey, and so I have not veered off. So I pretty much stay within the same calorie range that I need to as I'm losing less, but I'm maintaining. And if I work out and I'm a little bit hungrier, I'll allow myself to eat that, because there is a resting metabolic rate, and those calories are a lot different than when you work out. Let's say you're burning 300 calories. So you could be in too much of a deficit. So I'm really big on numbers and data, because throughout this experiment, I want to get as accurate as information as I can. And that's why I am doing the blood work and the DEXA scans to provide that information for me. So to let you all, I should probably go back, because if you are new here, you may not know that I am on compounded tirzepatide. So I started off my journey on Zepbound at 2.5. And then I said I slowly wanted to increase, and I did not want to go above 5 milligrams. However, I also started to change my mindset around that, because I noticed as time went by that staying on that 2.5 wasn't going to work. And I noticed that even when I got to the 5 milligrams, the 5 milligrams didn't do anything for me in terms of appetite suppression and food noise, quieting, and even like weight loss. It didn't do much for me. But when I went up to that 5.5, and I stayed there for 2 months. No, yeah. I think I stayed there 2 months, or almost maybe 7 weeks or so. But it did wonders for me, and I did not experience any of the side effects, or any of the, I experienced the side effects, which was appetite suppression, the quieting of food noise, and also weight loss. And after that 8-week mark, I noticed that the food noise was coming back and my appetite suppression was not in full effect. And so those were the deciding factors that allowed me to say, hey, I probably should move up. If it was that I just didn't lose any weight, then I would have stayed on the 5.5. For me, I think 3 indicators is that if the appetite suppression is not there, if you have food noise, and if you are not losing weight, let's say for about a month, then you should probably titrate up, but talk to your medical provider, because I am not a medical provider. I'm a mental health professional, and this is only for educational purposes. So let me throw that out there. But for me, I continued to titrate up after that. So when the 5.5 was no longer working, I went up to 6, and then 6 didn't work. And I was like, because I'm documenting all of this. I want to know what changes I'm experiencing, what's working, what's not working. And so what I found is that when I just started to go the 0.5 up, it was not working. And so I had to go a whole milligram up. So I went up to the 6.5 about 3 weeks after the 6. And I stayed there for about a month, and then I realized, ooh, this isn't working anymore either. It's so interesting how everybody's body is different. And my body and my brain said, nope, 6.5 is not it anymore. So after a couple of weeks on the 6.5, I decided I was not going to just go to the 7. I was going to go to the 7.5. And that's what I did. So I have been at the 7.5. It has been working wonders. Everything is under control. And I've been here for about 4 weeks now. So my hope is to stay here. And if not, what I'm planning on doing is splitting my doses. So going, half of the week and doing half of the dose, and then going the next half of the week and using that other half. so that the ranges could kind of level out in my body and my brain versus me jumping up to the 10, which I do not want to do. But if I have to go up, I do plan to just go up 1 milligram. So I will go up to the, and for me, that's another side effect. The burps, it's a part of my life now. But so I'll go up to the 8.5 and then see what that does. But we will see what happens. This is one thing about this journey, is that you can't say what it's going to be. You just have to kind of go with it and see. And I am not against titrating up. I am just against that titrating up too quickly on the original plan that they have, the titration schedule of just jumping up 2.5 for each dose in a 4 weeks period. So that being said, we shall see how long me being on the 7.5 lasts in terms of warding off food noise and maintaining my appetite suppression and all of that jazz. So I think I mentioned still working out 6 days a week, heavy lifting. So I've increased my weight. It is about, for me, this next 6 months, shifting over to building muscle and losing fat and trying to working towards that 26 to 29% range of fat for my body, my overall body. And it'll be interesting to see how many more inches I lose. But that's pretty much it. I wanted to come in and share my update with you all and let you know that 6 months, I'm still here. I don't plan to change anything unless I need to. Other than that, I will come in a week or so and share with you all my results in terms of my lab work, what changed, and also with my DEXA scan to show you all what the changes look like. And I hope that you all are doing well. I hope that you all are, if you were impacted by the winter storm, I hope that you and your family were safe and okay. And I hope that you are excited about spring. Us here in these Carolinas, that winter storm was not too bad, but it's enough to get you shooken up if you have frozen pipes and things like that. So I hope that you all are well, and I will see you soon. Remember, stay motivated. Block out the outside noise. You are not doing this the easy way, because guess what? I still have to get up every morning and work out. You still got to drink that water. You still need to get that protein in. You still got to do what you got to do in order to see these results. You can't just take this injection and it works everything out for you. So absolutely not. This is not the easy way. And if people think that, so what? Who cares? I don't. Because guess what? You know, there was a saying back in the day, what you eat don't make another person, right? And vice versa. That part. So take good care, and I'll see you soon, all right? Bye.